Them I watch GT music scene like we're not supposed to make it.
What's good, everyone? This is GT Music Scene. If you're new to the channel, I just want to say welcome on board. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Because you see, in today's video, we're covering a lot. So here's what's coming up. During the Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny took the stage performing in Spanish, and in that moment, he shouted out Guyana along with countries across the Americas. A shout out to Samuel Medas and his album Plus Tour. Lola Doll's strong start to the year with 2 new records. Nelly Cottoy, How a Zessa Gal Shook Calypso. And also an important conversation concerning a Trinidadian male allegedly spreading HIV, and current situation being discussed in Guyana. We'll wrap up with the January hot picks. And before we get into anything else today, I want to start with a moment that honestly hit different. If you've been rocking with us for a while, you already know we care about representation, culture, and moments that put the Caribbean on a global stage. So whether you're here for the music, the culture, or the conversation, it's all in this video. Now, the Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny really came out and did justice. On one of the biggest stages in the world, performing entirely in Spanish, Bad Bunny took a moment to shout out countries across the Americas, including Guyana. Now listen, he said it in his accent. Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana. So a lot of people waved the flag before they even fully heard the name. But once it clicked, that was Guyana. And that's not normal. Take a big up, GT. Now, for Guyana to even be mentioned during the Super Bowl halftime show, however it was pronounced, that's a win. That's a win, you hear that? So that's Caribbean being acknowledged as part of the global conversation. Whether you're into Bad Bunny's music or not, you can't deny what I represented. This is for the small man, the small countries. And like he said, together, we are the Americas. If that moment made you smile or made you proud, drop your Guyana flag in the comment section right now. Now let's get into some music. Now we want to shout out to Samuel Medas. And if you've been paying attention, you already know he's been on a serious run. He's also been the #1 artist of January. This wasn't by accident. Samuel recently dropped his album One Thing, and the project didn't just release, it charted, making noise across platforms. But what really set this moment apart was how he backed it up. Pause. Launched the album following a major gospel concert at the National Stadium, which is a huge move. Not many artists may say they've done that. And on top of that, he took the music on tour, connecting with real audience beyond the screens. Releasing music is one thing, but performing it, charting, and moving culture at that level, that's how careers are built. If you've listened One Thing or experienced any of these moments, drop a comment and let me know. And coming from someone that listened to the project, this is a really good put together project. I really got to take my hats off to Sammy and his team on putting this together. This was a really digestible project, and in my opinion, no skips. Speaking about no skip, I think Lola can't miss. Yes, the doll has not taken her foot off the gas. She's already dropped 2 records so far this year, and that early activity matters, especially coming off a #1 moment. The real question now is, can Lola maintain this pace? And she just dropped a track with Trav Muller. He's Guyanese, US based, been moving heavy lately. Showed up at the Caribbean Music Awards. There's a lot of buzz around his name right now. On top of that, Lola also, for her track All My Enemies, is already sitting around 73K views on YouTube, trending and still climbing. She's been active, visible, and consistent. And when artists move like this, you have to pay attention, buddy. There's even talk about a possible Lola and Chinese kitty record. We'll see. But in the meantime, which Lola doll track does rock the ship right now? Let me know in the comments.
And make sure you're following us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're active on all of them.
Before we move on, I want to shed some light on a moment that really mattered earlier this year. And that's our story on Nelly Cottoy. We highlighted her performance in the Calypso competition, where she gave major respect to her Guyanese grandmother and celebrated her roots. She was showing love to her family, honoring her culture, and keeping it real. And we were proud to tell that story with her blessing. Now, some people overlook that part. Instead of seeing her paying homage to her Guyanese side, some tried to claim the narrative of their own, saying she's not Guyanese and how Guyana is trying to claim Calypso and how it belongs to Trinidad and blah, 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 blah. She was representing our heritage and highlighted exactly that. And that's what really matters. We see it, we acknowledge it. Instead of empowering her, a few people chose to argue about flags or countries, and that's their choice. We just want her to get the recognition she deserves for staying true to herself and honoring her grandmother. Big up yourself, Nelly Cottoy. You and your team are doing your thing, representing your roots, and we respect that. And to everyone watching, remember, read, understand, and empower talent before you judge. Because when artists shine for the right reasons, that's what deserves the spotlight. And yes, for those who know, she's even blessed us to do the article. So we're more than just entitled to highlight her journey. Respect all around. Now, I want to move into something serious, and I want to handle this responsibly. There's an ongoing situation online involving a Trinidadian male who was accused on social media of spreading HIV in Guyana. These are all allegations, and a lot of information have been moving fast. According to him, he claims he arrived in Guyana in late January, said he's not had sexual intercourse with anyone since being here, and also stated publicly that he does not have HIV. He even sat down for an interview with Travis Chase, where he denied the accusations and said the claims were coming from people of ill intent.
You know the names Trojan, Skin, Rough Rider. Do you know those names? They sell in Trinidad?
Yeah, I use them.
Not from what I've seen though.
At the same time, one of the women who was allegedly linked to the situation also came forward saying nothing happened, that they only met that day, exchanged numbers, and were just being friendly. She also stated she's in a relationship. Now, regardless of who you believe, this brings up a bigger conversation, especially for young women. If you're in a relationship and you're out with friends and someone approaches you, compliments you, and asks for your number, what's the respectable way for you to handle that? Are you giving out your number? Are you continuing the conversation? Or are you setting a clear boundary? Because the truth is, as she explained, you don't know what people have, and nobody walks around with the information on their forehead. This isn't about attacking anyone. It's about awareness, accountability, and protecting yourself. People, get tested, communicate honestly, set boundaries, and before social media runs with a narrative, wait for facts. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. Alright, now let's bring it back to the music. The January hot picks are out, and for anyone new, hot picks highlight records and artists showing real momentum, not just hype. This month, we're seeing strong runs from artists like Samuel Medas, Lola, Bnick, Jourdin, Pauline, Mafi, Chris Nelson, Bully Body, Vision Clark, Chinese Kitty, Nelly Cottoy, and many more. A real mix of consistency, collaborations, and growth. If you're on this list, salute. That means people are listening. If you're not yet, February is wide open. Hot picks are about movement, engagement, and activities. So keep listening, keep promoting, and keep pushing. Check the full list on the screen and drop a comment. Who had the strongest January in your opinion? If you support Caribbean music and culture, make sure you're connected with us everywhere. Subscribe here on YouTube. Follow GT Music Scene on social media and drop a comment with which artists or topics you want us to cover next. This is GT Music Scene, the music, culture, and conversation. More updates coming soon. I'll see you in the next one.
Big up GT Music Scene. Always I look out for the youths. Always I try and motivate the youths and push the youths out there, you see me? Say yo GT Music Scene, tell them say, me say them for no burn great. Meant to be a legend and it can.